Today we're going to make a book trailer or book commercial, and we're just going to use the voiceover method. There's a couple of different ways you can do it, a voiceover or a movie, but I'm going to talk to you about a voiceover. So you received instructions like this, and the first one is to write out your commercial on a notebook paper or in a notebook. And then you want to practice by reading to a friend to make sure that it sounds good. Once it sounds good, you're ready to build your project. So the first thing you'll do is you'll open up Photo Booth. Here's Photo Booth. I've already opened it up. And I've already created a picture, took a picture of me holding my book that shows the title and it shows the author. Then I'm going to go ahead and drag that to your desktop, which I've done here, and then I can close Photo Booth. The next step is to open iMovie and select Create New, then select Movie. So here's iMovie I have open. Here's your Create New. When you click on it, you would select Movie. I've gone ahead and started it right here, so I'm going to click on this. Next it says to select the titles and drag to the bottom build area and rename the slide to your book title. So here I am on titles. These are my different titles. I want to select something that has two so that I can put my title and my author. So here's where I would go ahead and click title, and I would put the title. And then I would put my title author's name here. Okay, I need to look that up. So if you have your book next to you, then you can fill all that information in easily. If I want to change the colors, if I click on this, my colors would show up. And if I click on the red, it would all become red. Then I want to hit the reset button. So there I have my title. Let's go back to our directions. It says, now drop your picture of the book on the timeline. Extend the time to 30 seconds or longer if your narrative is lengthy. So here's my picture that's on the desktop, and I'm going to drop it right here in my area, that build area that I'm creating my movie. I'm going to drag this out, and I can always trim it later when I'm done. So like there's 30 seconds. And then the next step, let's look at our next step. Click on the record button, click on the beginning of your book picture. Now read your commercial with an excited voice. Listen and decide if you want to use it. Trim the edge of your book picture to match your voice. So now we're going to come over here. This is our record button. I'm going to move this scale right here at the very beginning of where my book is. And I have my speech right next to me so that I'll be able to read it. So when I click on the record button, and I get the red dot, it's going to count down and I'll be ready to read. Sir Pigglesworth's first adventure. He travels with his parents to London. His parents are the Duke and Duchess of Pigglesworth. He's only 5 years old and he walks away from his parents to go exploring. A really nice couple find him and help return him to his parents. He went home and his parents were going on another trip to Vancouver. He was supposed to stay with his grandmother, but he snuck on the plane and ended up in another town. Read this book to find out where he ends up. It's an exciting adventure. So I went over a little bit so I can go ahead and grab this. I did continue to record, which was good. Now I'm going to click back here, and I'm right at the beginning where I started recording, and I'm going to click the space bar to listen to what I've just recorded. Sir Pigglesworth's first adventure. He travels with his parents to London. His parents are the Duke and Duchess of Pigglesworth. So if I decide to keep it, then I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I match the end to come to the end of my voice. I can click on my voice and come up to the sound button here, and I can increase it to 400% so it'll be easier for people to listen. I also want to click on my picture, and if I go to the cropping tool, I can decide to have the Ken Burns effect where it does a fading, or I can crop it where I just want to get the picture in my face right here, and I hit reset and it'll bring it closer so you can see that. So, or the other choice would be to do fit to screen. But I like the cropping one, so I'm going to stick with that one right there. And hit reset. Now I'm ready for my next step, so let's look over here on our steps. We're going to add a credit slide with your information, your first name, last name, your librarian, and your school. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my titles, and I'm going to select this title slide here and drop it. If it's too stretched out, you can always grab this little scale and make it a little bit smaller, easier to work with. So I could, the title of my book, I'm going to put it on 2 lines. Then I can put my librarian's name here and my school. So you would just go ahead and edit this area here with your librarian. And the school. And then your name could go here. Oopsie. And I'm the creator or director, however you want to title it. And then we can go ahead and get rid of the rest of these. So that's what it would look like. If I decide I want a different color, I could click on this and I can make it red like it is at the very beginning and then hit reset. So after I've placed my title slide, I would move that scale back to the beginning. It's always good measure to just go ahead and hear it one more time. So once I move this to the beginning, I'll hit the space bar. And I'll go through it. So you listen to it. If it's good to go and it doesn't need any more editing, you can go ahead and at the very top here where this share button is, click on share. Then you click on file. And it's going to give you the description. I could go Sir Pigglesworth. Sir Pigglesworth. And I'm going to go to next. And I want this to be, this is my book trailer. I'm going to go ahead and go on desktop. And I'm going to go save. This should be Sir Pigglesworth. And I could put my first name. And then a save. Once you save it, the clock is going to start moving right here, which shows you that it's exporting. When it exports, you'll get a message saying that this should be starting to fill up. There it goes. So let's go back and look at our directions here. And you'll see that I put the title for the credit slide. And this is also showing you the picture of what it looks like to save it to your desktop. And then as soon as it's saved to your desktop, you'll get a message. And while it's exporting right here, you can go find your librarian or teacher and see if they have a flash drive that they want you to save it to. And so once it's exported onto your desktop, you can plug in the flash drive and drag and drop your movie into the folder that your teacher wants you to drag it into. So that's how easy it is to do a voiceover. Have fun.